Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here today to speak around some of the issues concerning gender and equality at this conference today. I'd like to consider some of the comments made by an American television presenter made last year in 2019. This American television presenter is called Lara Spencer, and she presents on ABC's Good Morning America. Last year, she was covering a piece about Prince George of England taking ballet lessons at school. These ballet lessons formed part of his school curriculum. And in a very mocking tone, she said to Prince William, Prince George's father, "I have news for you, Prince William. We'll see how long that lasts." She encouraged her colleagues and the audience to laugh, and the tone overall was very mocking, humiliating, and bullying. It provoked a strong reaction. Many members of the public found her comments and her tone offensive, and there was a public backlash. The implication of her comments were that boys aren't really interested in dance, that maybe they shouldn't be taking dance lessons, and that this isn't something that would be very much encouraged or very suitable or likely to last a long time in Prince George's life. So, given the reaction, there was a huge groundswell, shall we say, of people protesting against it. So much so, 300 male dancers took to Times Square in New York to conduct an open ballet lesson and a ballet demonstration, and this was done very much out of support for Prince George specifically, but also boys and men in dance and in ballet. Now, I'm pleased to say that Lara Spencer retracted her comments. She apologised. On Instagram, she said, "I fully believe we should all be free to pursue our passions." And on air, on her television programme, she said, "My sincere apologies for an insensitive comment. It was stupid, and I'm deeply sorry." So, I'm glad she did that. How genuine it was and how she may have been forced to make that apology, we don't know. But at least on the surface, she did that. Following on from that, she also conducted an interview with three prominent male dancers, one of whom was Robbie Fairchild, a principal male dancer with the New York City Ballet. And in that interview with these male dancers, she said she was listening and learning, and that she used that mistake as an opportunity to learn and change her mind, change her comments. The ballet dancers, the male ballet dancers in the interview, encouraged people to be more open-minded, more empathetic, and to challenge this social stigma around male dancers, male ballet dancers, and how boys growing up need positive male role models in all kinds of areas, especially maybe in the arts and in dance specifically. And that brings me to the wider issues here and certain attitudes that people hold. Why shouldn't men be interested in dance and in ballet? It may be traditionally seen as something associated more with the feminine, and then people argue against it, saying, well, no, it's very powerful, it's very strong, it's very controlled, and therefore it is a suitable thing for men. But that's not the real point, is it? It's yes, ballet is about power and strength and athleticism, but it's also about beauty and grace and emotion and vulnerability. And that's okay if men are interested in that too. And men should feel okay about studying in that area, working in that area, enjoying that area. That's fine too. So we should have gender equality in that area. This issue was explored in a British film called Billy Elliot, released in the UK in 2000. You may have seen that, and that's about a young boy who is mocked and teased by his father for wanting to take ballet lessons, but eventually supported and encouraged by his father to become a ballet dancer. More generally, the context around this relates to an idea in the social sciences called toxic masculinity. And I don't profess to be an expert, but it's certainly an issue I'm very interested in. And it's around ideas that male roles have to uphold certain ideas about aggression or about strength or about power, and repressing emotions and repressing their feminine side to the extent that it either harms themselves or harms society. Hence, that form of masculinity is toxic. And when we relate that to Lara Spencer's comments, we can see that perhaps she, as a woman, is actually displaying comments which continue and exacerbate a form of toxic masculinity. I think we all, whether men or women or whatever gender you identify with, we should check our views and our attitudes as to whether they do fuel a toxicity in the way that people should behave, or the roles that they could adopt, or the passions that they can pursue. I'm pleased that Lara Spencer changed her mind and backed down. She said that she understood that words can hurt, and frankly, there is no place in society for people being bullied or mocked for whatever activity they want to pursue, regardless of their gender. So I think this is a very interesting little snapshot, and that aired on American TV, but to a huge audience, and had huge repercussions, and some very important lessons could be learnt from it. And I would encourage any kind of boys or men watching this video as well to feel totally free and liberated to explore the passions and interests that they have, and not feel confined or constrained by their gender, i.e. that only girls can do certain things or only boys can do certain things. No, we are free to follow the activities that we wish to. Thank you very much for listening.